U.S. Senate Republican, White House, aim for tax bill by year-end. Washington, Reuters, the top U.S. Senate Republican and the White House budget director said on Sunday they hoped for action on a Republican tax reform package by the end of the year, while keeping their options open on how to pay for sweeping tax cuts. President Donald Trump's plan promises up to $6 trillion in tax cuts, but would increase the federal deficit by $1.5 trillion over the next decade. Democrats have criticized the package as a giveaway to the rich and corporations that would balloon the federal deficit. Republicans, who control both the Senate and House of Representatives, have yet to produce a bill as their self-imposed deadline to overhaul the U.S. tax code by the end of 2017 approaches. The party's lawmakers differ widely on what cuts to make and how to pay for them. The White House is not banking on achieving enough spending cuts to get through Congress, according to Mick Mulvaney, Trump's budget director. I think we've made a decision now within the administration that Plan A or part of Plan A, which was to try and cut our way to balance, just wasn't going to get very far in Washington, D.C. Mulvaney said on CBS Face the Nation. We hit off $54 billion worth of discretionary cuts in our budget back in March. Only about $4 or $5 billion have survived so far on the Hill, he said. We're not going to be able to cut our way to balance. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said estimated growth for the overall economy in the Republican plan would offset the tax cuts. Asked on CNN's State of the Union whether he has abandoned his longtime insistence that tax cuts be revenue neutral, McConnell said, "No, actually we're not, because that's a rather conservative estimate of how much growth you'll get out of this pro-growth tax reform." Trump's tax reform proposal cleared a critical hurdle on Thursday when the Senate approved a budget measure that will allow Republicans to pursue a tax cut package without support from Democrats. Sherrod Brown, a Democrat who attended a Senate Finance Committee meeting at the White House last week, said Trump is at a fork in the road on the tax reform bill. Brown said the president can work with Democrats on helping the middle class and keeping jobs in the country, or throw in with the billionaires. The people closest to the president whispering in his ear all want to do tax cuts want to do trickle-down economics, big tax cuts for the wealthiest people in the country, and hope it trickles down, Brown said on CNN. They say it's budget neutral, and they say it will raise wages. It's never done that throughout history. Mulvaney said he has heard that the House of Representatives may move quickly to accept the Senate's amendments and save 10 to 12 legislative days if the House takes up the measure this week. He told Fox News Sunday, "It absolutely moves the ball a lot quicker toward an actual law." McConnell also told Fox he expected Congress to get tax reform done by the end of the year. The Republican Senate leader would not say whether he would back a proposal, reported by the Wall Street Journal on Friday, that Republicans were considering capping contributions to retirement funds. "We're just beginning the process of actually crafting the bills," McConnell said on CNN. "It's way too early to predict the various details." Mulvaney said the White House was agnostic about adding a top tax bracket, an idea floated by House of Representatives Speaker Paul Ryan. "It's not a big piece for us. If the House needs to add it to pass a great tax reform, that's great. If they don't, that's great too," Mulvaney said. Trump was expected to travel to Capitol Hill on Tuesday to participate in Senate Republicans' weekly policy lunch, with the tax package high on the agenda. Reporting by Pete Schroeder and Boyna Chiaku, editing by Karen Bohan and Dan Griebler.